The evening was quiet, almost too still, when I caught sight of him stepping into the bar. I hadn't anticipated seeing Jason there. Truthfully, I hadn't even planned on being there myself, let alone sitting across from another man. The moment our eyes connected, a sharp pressure gripped my chest. I tried to keep my expression calm, convincing myself that I wasn't actually doing anything wrong, was I? The man in front of me was John, someone I'd only come to know a few weeks earlier. He was warm, playful, and effortlessly easy to talk to. For the first time in what felt like years, I felt noticed, like I still mattered. That was the very reason I'd kept him a secret from Jason. Jason had been my partner for 2 years, the man I loved, the one I imagined sharing a future with. But recently, things had changed. He had grown withdrawn, his warmth replaced with distance. His demanding schedule consumed him, yes, but it wasn't only his work. It was an absence, an emotional wall that cut deeper than his long hours. Whenever I tried to open up to him, the response was always the same. I'm tired. He insisted it wasn't personal, but to me, it absolutely was. It felt like he was slipping away piece by piece, and I didn't know how to stop it. That was when John appeared. He listened. He paid attention. He made me feel seen again, something Jason hadn't done in a long time. I wasn't falling in love with John. I knew that much. He was simply filling the hollow space Jason had left behind. But the second Jason appeared in the doorway of that bar, I realized just how badly I had stumbled. His stare locked on me, and in his eyes I saw more than anger. There was pain, raw, unguarded sorrow that broke through whatever mask he tried to wear. My throat tightened, words failing me. What could I possibly say that wouldn't sound like betrayal? Sensing the storm in the air, John rose quickly, pushing his chair back. I should probably go, he murmured, his voice careful, almost apologetic. But it wasn't John's exit that cut the deepest. It was Jason's expression, the silent confirmation that everything between us had already shattered. He didn't acknowledge John. His eyes never left mine. And when he spoke, his voice was low, trembling and devastating. You've been seeing him behind my back, he said. But that's not the part that hurts the most. What kills me is that you couldn't trust me enough to tell me something was wrong. The words hit harder than if he had shouted accusations. He wasn't focused on John at all. What broke him was knowing I had turned elsewhere instead of coming to him. You think I don't care? His voice shook, though he never raised it. I've been working myself to exhaustion because I wanted to give you everything. I want to make sure you had the best life I could offer. I didn't realize that in trying to build that, I was losing you. His confession crushed me. In that moment, the full weight of my choices came crashing down. The guilt, the shame, the painful truth that while I'd been drowning in loneliness, Jason had been silently sacrificing, trying to secure our future. I had convinced myself he no longer valued me, when all along he had been giving everything he could. What destroyed me most wasn't his words. It was what came after. The silence. He didn't scream. He didn't hurl accusations. He simply let go. Without another word, Jason turned and walked away, leaving me behind with the ruins I had created. My heart felt torn apart. Every instinct screamed for me to run after him, to plead for forgiveness, to tell him I still loved him. But deep inside, I knew it was already too late. The damage had been done. I had painted myself as a neglected one, the person who had been hurt. But the truth was far more brutal. I was the one who had failed him. And the most agonizing part wasn't that Jason walked away. It was that he no longer had the strength to fight for us. I didn't chase him. I didn't pick up the phone. I sat frozen, hollow, realizing that the man who once meant everything to me was gone. Not because of John, not because of another man, but because I had surrendered on our love long before Jason ever did. That night carved the hardest truth into me. When you depend on someone else to fill the emptiness inside, you risk losing the very person who's been holding your heart all along.